Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is December 2nd. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Starting us off today, we have a blog post from Google from yesterday where they pretty much announced 10 new algorithm updates since their last 10 new algorithm updates about 15 days ago. And they include a lot of cool things, and I'll go through what I think are the key changes first. One is a new ranking signal for determining original content. The other thing is indexing content to find deeper content, like indexing deeper and finding more long-tail keywords. Indexing images faster, which we actually noticed and we talked about a couple weeks ago, and indexing blog posts faster. And let me go through each one. So the new signals and classifiers include, obviously finding new ways to find original content. They also have a classifier for penalizing park domain names, park domains. They also have a new way of showing fresher results in the image results. They also are better at indexing things, such as they have a more comprehensive index for finding longer tail documents. And they also have fresher and more complete blog search results, which they haven't made changes to in a while, so it's nice to see they made blog search result changes. And on the search results UI changes and improvements, they changed their related queries results refinements. So now they're able to find fetch results that are very similar. So, for example, they gave, which is pretty clear when I say it, if you're searching for a rare red widget, you might not be interested in a page about only red widgets. So that's their example. Top results selection code rewrite. Basically how they, it was just extra processing and stuff like that for the top sets of results. They rewrote that code. There's more autocomplete predictions. And two more things, there's live results from Major League Soccer and Canadian football leagues. And finally, they changed the layout on tables with minor color changes and stuff like that. So that was the update they gave us, which is nice to get, and I'm really excited that they're giving these new updates. Google announced a major UI change to their top bar. They got rid of their black bar. They're getting rid of their black bar at the top, which a lot of people hated, which they launched about, 4, 5, 6 months ago. And people just hated it. But Google finally said, all right, we're getting rid of it. They're basically putting the Google logo with a down arrow on it. You click on that, all the navigation will be in there. There's going to be the sharing features and the setting features in the top right. We have pictures on it on November 30th, and I'll include that in our video so you can take a look at that. Speaking of which, we actually posted on December 1st, yesterday, how to actually see the new Google bar if you don't see it yet. You should probably see it very, very soon, but if you don't see it yet, there's instructions on that date on how to actually see it. Google also posted a nice video, not too long, showing basically the evolution as they see it of Google search. And they take you through lots of things like UI changes and search changes and stuff like that, and they did it all in 6 minutes. Definitely recommend you take a look at it. They have a nice timeline picture as well, showing you all the changes they've done over the past, since they launched pretty much till now. So you might want to take a look at that. We have more information about that on November 29th at seroundtable.com. There was an interesting Webmaster World thread where an SEO or a bunch of SEOs actually claimed that Google was dated, meaning their search results are bad and they're dated and their algorithms are dated. But then Martini Buster, a moderator at Webmaster World, said, no, Google's not dated, you're dated, meaning SEOs are dated in their understanding of the concepts behind Google and their algorithms. And I believe that's true because Google's constantly changing, constantly up there, and maybe their search results aren't the best every single day, but they are definitely not dated. Another little thing we found, Michael Martinez from SEO Theory tipped us off that Google has updated their duplicate content help document, and all they pretty much did was change the last paragraph, which started off in saying, in rare situations, our algorithm may select a URL from an external site that is hosting your content. And instead, they changed it to, if you find another site that's duplicating your content by scraping, blah, 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 go ahead. Basically, they said in the old version, they said if you find something like that, like somebody stealing your content and scraping your content and ranking above you, this is how to go ahead and take care of that. In the new version, they're saying in rare situations, if it ever happens, meaning Google rarely has a problem with that, so it's probably not an issue. Small little change, just thought I'd mention that. Hacker News was delisted from Google, not because of Google, but because Hacker News actually blocked pretty much all but one Googlebot IPs. Over Thanksgiving weekend, Matt Cutts and a bunch of Googlers who hang out at Hacker News went ahead and responded and actually fixed the issue, not really fix the issue, but they told the owner, PG, of Hacker News to actually fix the issue, and they did, and they were able to get Hacker News back very quickly into the Google Index. And again, this happened over the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Google has updated their AdWords editor. They're up to version 9.7.1 from 9.5.1, and I have a whole list of changes on November 29th discussing all the different changes they made to that AdWords editor. Google Maps introduced indoor maps. So now if you go to a mall or you go to an airport, etc., if they provided what are called floor maps to Google Maps, they on Android phones only, Google Maps Android, you can actually navigate your way through malls and through indoor areas. Tells you which floor to go to, how to get to the store. It's very, very cool. You should check out these videos. We have more information about it on November 30th at SEroundtable.com. Lots and lots of screenshots of the YouTube Analytics. Google YouTube Analytics has replaced YouTube Insights. I rarely look at that, but since we do a lot of videos, this one, it's pretty cool to take a look at. They actually have now a quick overview, which provides general stats, which is really cool to see. They have very detailed reports about lots of things on audience and content and demographics and all that type of stuff. They have audience builders and they have audience retention stats and a lot of cool stuff. So we have tons and tons of screenshots, which I posted this morning on December 2nd at SEroundtable.com. You can definitely take a look at that. It was Mark Twain's, I think, 176th birthday on November 30th. Google had a really cool logo. It was the first wide, full-width logo on Google, and it pretty much covered 3 scenes from the Tom Sawyer book that he wrote. You want to take a look at that as well, November 30th. And today is the 8th year that I've been writing at the Search Engine Roundtable. It's the 8th year birthday of the Search Engine Roundtable. And, we started December 2nd, 2003. And it's great. It's great. Thank you so much for listening and for watching for these videos and for commenting and reading all the stories. Just some overall stats. Page views per month on average were about 500,000 page views, with about 300,000 unique visitors per month. We posted almost 2,000 stories over the past year with 50 videos or so, and had over 14,000 real comments from users. Our traffic is almost twice as much as the year before. Page per visits increased 30%. Time spent on the site is up 14%, and the bounce rate is down over 30%, or almost 30%. And I have some stats on mobile stuff, but this is all because of our new design, which we launched December 1st, a year ago. And I go through the yearly recap discussing what the most key changes over the past year were. In 2010, it was about Mayday, Caffeine, Google Instant, and real-time search, as well as the Yahoo and Bing migration. In 2011, it was pretty similar. It was Panda Update, Google's freshness algorithm, more and more communication from Google and Bing. There was also the Google Plus thing that happened this year, which is a huge priority, and you're going to see a lot of that coming in 2012. And also, there was Google being embarrassed by the Wall Street Journal over JCPenney and New York Times and over stock and all these things about spam in Google. Yahoo's migration was completed this year, and they killed off Site Explorer. Apple launched Siri, which is going to be something that's going to happen, be a major thing for threat to search. Schmidt stepped down as CEO. Larry Page is now the CEO, co-founder. And Yahoo's CEO, Carol Bartz, was actually fired this year. So those are the main themes of the year, and I go through all the most important stories that I went through manually over Thanksgiving to actually compile. So definitely take a look at that. I also list our top stories for the year. And thanks so much for listening. Really, it's been a great 8 years, and I hope to continue this for another 8 years. Again, thank you so much for listening. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is December 2nd. My name is Barry Schwartz, and everybody have a great weekend, and see you guys next. Bye.